Sir.
Ribosome and inclusion bonds. Is it clear?
Yes.
Today we will discuss about the cell, the unit of life. Cell is the structural and functional unit of the living organisms. The cell is involved in formation of a group of the cell is the several cells are combined to form a tissue. The several tissues are combined to form organs. The organs are involved in formation of the organisms. Organs are involved in formation of organisms. That concept we have discussed in the anatomy of the flowering plants. So cell is the basic unit of the life. Which is structural unit of the life?
Cell.
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 Functional unit?
Cell.
Cell only.
Cell only. Right. So before that, we have to know one of the famous scientists, the G.N. Ramachandran. The G.N. Ramachandran scientist was discovered the triple helical structure of collagen protein. Triple helical structure of collagen protein. So collagen is the most abundant protein in animal world. Triple helical structure of collagen protein. Who discovered the triple helical structure of collagen protein? G.N. Ramachandran.
Option 1, sir. G.N. Ramachandran.
Very good. Option one is the correct answer. G.N. Ramachandran. So objective point of view, important. Objective point of view, important. Please highlight. The G.N. Ramachandran scientist was discovered the triple helical structure of a collagen protein. Triple helical. Here I draw the triple helical structure. It is the double helical structure. Double helical structure. Triple helical structure. The triple helical structure of collagen protein was discovered by G.N. Ramachandran scientist. Have you written or have you highlighted this sentence? Triple helical structure of collagen protein was discovered by G.N. Ramachandran. Linus Pauling scientist was proposed. Linus Pauling scientist was proposed alpha helix and beta sheet structures.
Sir,
Important
morphology
topic.
of flowering plants you're not doing.
Morphology later we will discuss. That's completed for once in some sections. 2 sections that is
Then
completed.
the 2 pages we have to keep like that and continue with this chapter.
Yes, you are now you are in the A1 section or not?
A1 section.
Continue with this class now.
Then
No
the
problem.
2 pages what we wrote is waste.
That's anatomy. Anatomy is not there, right? That's deleted now. Okay. Siddhidas. Oh,
Fine.
right. And Linus Pauling scientist was proposed alpha helix and beta sheet structure models. So these models were used for solving the structure of collagen protein. It's also important for objective point of view. Write it down and highlight. Who proposed alpha helix and beta sheet structures models? Option 1 is G.N. Ramachandran.
Sir, by using this alpha helix and beta sheet structures, G.N. Ramachandran, he discovered the structure of that.
Yes. By using these structures, alpha helix and beta structures, models are used for the solving structure of collagen protein by the G.N. Ramachandran scientist. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, which of the following models, alpha helix and beta sheet structures, models proposed by option 1 G.N. Ramachandran, option 2 is Linus Pauling, option 3 is Robert Brown, option 4 Linnaeus.
Option 2, Linus Pauling, sir.
Linus Pauling, alpha helix. So, which of the following methods are useful for solving the structure of collagen protein? Option 1 is alpha helix, option 2 is beta sheet structure, option 3 is 1 and 2, option 4 is none of them.
Option 3, 1 and 2, sir.
Very good. What is the answer? Please message me answer. Very good. Option 3 is the correct answer. 1 and 2.
So can we diagrammatically represent alpha helix and B sheet structure, sir?
Yes, no? Alpha helix?
So can we diagrammatically express alpha helix and beta sheet structure, sir?
Yes, that I will send through the WhatsApp. Okay? Today after that class completion of our class, we will send.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, you will go. Next. The cells, how many organisms are there in the living world based on whether they are made of one cell or more than one cell?
2 types, sir.
2 types.
Unicellular.
Very good. What are the
Unicellular and multicellular.
very good. They are
Unicellular.
organisms. And second one is the multicellular organisms. Multicellular. So unicellular organisms are made of single cell. Multicellular organisms are made of several cells. Multi means several cells. So based on the number of cells, the organisms are differentiated into. Based on the organism is made of a single cell or more than one cell. The 2 types of organisms are there: unicellular and multicellular organisms. Are we multicellular or unicellular?
Multicellular.
Multicellular organisms. Right. Based on the presence or absence of well-defined nucleus. Based on the presence or absence of
2 types.
nucleus.
Prokaryote and eukaryote.
So 2 types of organisms are there: the prokaryotic and the eukaryotic organisms. The bacteria belongs to bacterium is
Prokaryote.
Unicellular.
so in unicellular organisms. The unicellular organisms, the one cell is present. whereas in multicellular organisms, made of the several cells. Root, stem, leaves. In the flowering plants, the branches and flowers are made of
Different
several-
cells.
Yes, yes. In bacteria, for example, Lactobacillus, that's Escherichia coli. Lactobacillus is involved in conversion of milk into curd. Escherichia coli, another example for the prokaryotic cell, prokaryotic organism that is made of a single cell, unicellular organism. So the organisms are two types based on whether they are made of one cell or multiple. So in unicellular organism, the organism is able to independent existence. How many cells are there in unicellular organisms?
One
Single cell. That is the unicellular organism. The one cell is present. It's in these organisms that cell is independent existence. Anything less than complete structure of cell does not ensure independent living. What are the parts already outlined about structure of bacterium, prokaryotic cell? In kingdom,
Naked.
yes,
Naked.
Monera, right there. In Monera, the bacterium is consists of the cell wall next to cell membrane. The genetic material, nucleic acid, is it naked or covered by nuclear membrane?
naked, sir.
Naked. Very good. In addition to this nucleic acid, which are present? Ribosomes are present. Ribosomes, cell organelles, the membrane containing cell organelles absent in prokaryotic organisms. Okay, if the cell wall is damaged, cell membranes are destroyed, or if it is lost the ribosomes, anything less than structure, complete structure of the cell, it does not ensure independent living. If it is lost, the ribosomes, or if it is the cell membrane or cell wall is destroyed, that does not live independently. Is it clear? None of you already notes, is it clear?
Yes, sir, clear.
Okay.
Clear.
Yes. So the first of all, the living cell was discovered by Anthony van Leeuwenhoek. Highlight that sentence if you are inside textbook or write it down in class notes. Who discovered the living cell?
Anton van Leeuwenhoek.
Anthony van Leeuwenhoek. Option 1, G.N. Ramachandran.
Sir, only cell was discovered by Robert Hooke, no, sir?
The plant bacterial cell, first of all, that living bacterial cell. Dead cell.
Dead cell, sir.
Yes, the Robert Cook scientist discovered the dead cells from the bark tissue. Bark, yes. That is due to presence of the sovereign, the living protoplasm, due to sovereign, deposition of the sovereign components in a bark cells, the protoplasm become dead. Nucleus to other cell organs are destroyed.
So what's the spelling of that? L-E-E? L-E-E?
U.
U-E.
Yes.
What is it? L-E-E?
Is it clear, Anna? Abhay Chike?
Yes, sir. Sir, clear, sir.
Oh, okay. Right. Have you written this sentence?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
L-E-E-U-W. Right, what is the answer? Who discovered the living cell?
Option 2.
Second option, sir.
Option 3, Robert Brown. Option 4 is Linnaeus. Very good. Option 2 is the correct answer. Anthony von Leeuwenhoek. Right. The nucleus was discovered by Robert Brown. Nucleus was discovered by Robert Brown. Now it's regarding this concept in objective point of view. Who discovered the nucleus? Option 1, G.N. Ramachandran. Option 2 is Anthony von Leeuwenhoek. Option 3 is Robert Brown. Option 4 is Linnaeus. What is the answer?
Option 3, Robert.
Very good. Option 3 is the answer. Robert Brown scientist. So electron microscope was used to study the in detail structure, in detail characteristics of the cell and cell organelles. The electron microscope was used. What is the importance of the electron microscope? The electron microscope gives information. If you are seeing the cell under the electron microscope, we can see the in detail structure of the cell. Cell wall, cell membrane structure, and cell organelles structure. The which microscope was used to study the in detail structure of the cell? What is the answer?
Electron microscope.
Right. What are the cell organelles in eukaryotic cells?
Sir, nucleus.
Nucleic acid.
Protoplasm.
Surrounded with the nuclear membrane.
Protoplasm.
Yes, protoplasm. The
Ribosome.
Cytoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex. Yes, mitochondria, plastids, several cell organelles.
Lysosomes.
Lysosomes, very good. So several cell organelles are present in eukaryotic cells, whereas in prokaryotic cells,
Nucleic acid and ribosome.
the prokaryotic cells are having the naked genetic material.
Genetic material.
And the 70s type of the ribosomes, the membraneless, ribosomes are the membraneless cell organelles. So later we will discuss about the in detail characteristics of the prokaryotic and the eukaryotic cells.
So how many types of microscopes are there?
Ribosomes, two types. They are
Sir,
70
microscope.
Microscope.
microscopes, the simple and compound microscopes. The compound microscopes again various types. Okay, it's
Sir, in that electron microscope is what?
electron microscope is useful to study the intricate structure of the cell and cell organelles. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir. Sir, in compound microscope, electron microscope is a type.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, in the year 1838, the Schleiden scientist the Schleiden scientist was observed that plants and he was concluding that based on his observation, the plants are the composed of the cells. The plants are composed, made up of cells. For example, in plant body, what are the organs of the plant body? Root,
Stem, leaves.
leaves, branches, flowers. Okay, fruits and seeds.
Fruits and seeds.
Yes, fruits and seeds are the organs of the flowering plants. Right. This here I drawn one of the plant body, the root organ. Here, okay, stem organ. So these are the leaves organs. The bed of so the plant organisms are made of composed of the cells. Right. Later, the Schwann scientist observed that animals and plants also, in animal cells, the outermost boundary is what is the outermost boundary in animal cells?
Cell membrane or plasma membrane?
Cell membrane is the outermost layer, outermost boundary. Already know the kingdoms in Whittaker's classification. The 5 kingdoms were there in Whittaker's classification: Monera, Protista, fungi, plantae, and Animalia. Right, in Animalia, the kingdom Animalia. Already we have learned about the brief characteristics of kingdom Animalia in biological classification chapter. In kingdom animals, the cells, the kingdom animals, the cell outermost boundary is the cell membrane. Cell membrane is outermost boundary. The Schwann scientist was observed both animals and plants. In the plant cells, the outermost boundary is in the plant cells. What is the outermost boundary? Cell wall. Cell wall is the outermost boundary in plant cells. So it was concluded that the cell membrane is outermost layer in animal cells. Cell wall is the outermost layer in plant cells. Is it clear? Okay, who has concluded that the cell membrane is the outermost boundary in animal cells? Option 1, Schleiden. Option 2, Schwann. Option 3, Robert Brown. Option 4, Schleiden and Schwann. 1 and 2. What is the answer?
Option 2, Schwann, sir.
Option 2. Second option, sir.
Okay, who has concluded that cell wall is outermost boundary? Cell wall is outermost boundary in plant cells.
Option 2, sir, Schwann.
Very good, Schwann. Option 2 is the correct answer. So Schleiden and Schwann together formulated cell theory. Cell theory. Schleiden and Schwann. The Schwann scientist proposed a hypothesis that the plants and animals are made up of cells. Plants and animals are made up of right here I draw one of the animal, fish, aquatic animal. Its plant body. Okay. Both plants and animals are made up of, composed of cells. The Schwann proposed, based after that, his observation, the Schwann scientist proposed the hypothesis that the plants and animals are composed of cells, the products of the cells. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Next, the Schleiden and Schwann scientists together formulated cell theory. Cell theory, important for objective point of view. Who proposed the cell theory? Option 1 is Schleiden. Option 2, Schwann. Option 3, 1 and 2. Option 4, Robert Brown. What is the answer?
Option 3, 1 and 2.
Very good. Option 3, 1 and 2. Option 3 is the correct answer. According to the cell theory, the plants and animals, organisms, are made up of cells and the products of the cells. Okay, who proposed the cell theory? Schleiden and Schwann scientists proposed the cell theory. According to the cell theory, the organisms, plants and animals are composed of the cells, products of the cells. They didn't explain how the new cells were formed. They didn't explain how the new cells were formed. Later, Arvidshaw scientist, Arvidshaw, Rudolf Virchow, scientist, proposed cell lineage theory or cell inheritance theory. cell lineage theory or cell inheritance theory. Who proposed the cell lineage theory or the cell inheritance theory?
R. Virchow.
Or Virchow scientists. Who proposed the cell theory? Schleiden and
Schwann.
Their drawback is Schleiden and Schwann drawback in cell theory. They didn't explain how the new cells were formed. The R. Virchow scientists proposed the cell lineage theory or cell inheritance theory. So, according to this theory, cell lineage theory or cell inheritance theory, this means that is a modified cell theory. The cell theory was modified by R. Virchow scientists. Drawbacks, demerits are there in the cell theory. What is that demerit in a cell theory? They didn't explain how the new cells were formed. Right. The cell lineage theory or cell inheritance theory was proposed by R. Virchow scientists. As per the cell lineage theory or cell inheritance theory, the organisms, the plants and animals, the organisms are composed of cells, made up of cells, and products of cells. The new cells are arises from a pre-existing cells as per cell lineage theory, cell inheritance theory, modified cell theory. What are the so cell lineage theory tells about that organisms are composed of cells, made up of cells, and the products of organisms are composed of cells and products of cells. And another one is in cell lineage theory, the new cells arises from pre-existing cells. The new cells arises from a pre-existing cells. Okay, in sexual reproduction, which is the product in fertilization? Fertilization leads to formation of
Zygote.
zygote. Very good. The male and female gametes are fused to form a zygote. Zygote consists of how many cells?
One cell.
Is it unicellular? Yes, that is unicellular. It undergoes cell division to form two cells. One cell stays. The zygote is initially unicellular. It undergoes the cell division to form a two-cell states. Here, the two cells arises from a pre-existing cells. Right, the two-cell states is involving later formation of the four-cell states. The four-cell states. So, in this, the four cells are there. The four-cell states here, the four cells are derived from the division of these pre-existing cells. Next, the 4-cell states is divided to give rise to the 8-cell states. So here the new cells arises from the pre-existing cells. Pre-existing cells. The new cells arises from pre-existing cells. So as per the cell lineage theory, cell modified theory is a cell inheritance theory that gives information about that. The organisms are composed of cells and products of the cells. Organisms are composed of the cells, products of cells. Right. And the new cells are arises from a pre-existing cells. Is it clear now? Who proposes the cell lineage theory? Option 1 is Schleiden. Option 2 is Schwann. Option 3 is R. Virchow. Option 4 is 1 and 2.
Option 3 R. Virchow, sir.
Very good. Option 3 is correct. The cell theory was modified by option 1 is Schleiden.
Option 3 R. Virchow.
Option 3 Virchow. Option 4 is 1 and 2.
Option 3 R. Virchow, sir.
R. Virchow. Cell theory was
Third
modified.
option, sir.
Very good modified. A cell lineage theory, cell inheritance theory was proposed by R. Virchow scientists. So new cells are arises from, always the new cells are arises from pre-existing cells. So that means that the omnis cellular E cellular. Omnicellular, acellular. So Greek word, the word omnicellular, acellular means Greek word. So omnicellular, acellular means the new cells are arises from a pre-existing cells. New cells are arises from pre-existing cells. Okay? Right. Schleiden and Schwann, what is the demerits in his classification, in his theory? Schleiden and Schwann.
Did not
Yes,
explain.
all the new cells are arrays. Okay. Then who explained the new cells are arrays from the pre-existing cells? Or
R.
which?
Virchow.
Yes, or which? In the onion peel, onion belongs to prokaryote or eukaryote?
Eukaryote, sir.
Cell.
Is eukaryote. Which is the outermost boundary in onion peel that cells that consists of several cells that we are seen under the microscope, compound microscope. Where the cell wall, which is outermost layer. Cell wall is the outermost layer. Right? In human cheek cells, which is outermost layer?
Cell membrane.
Cell
membrane.
Cell membrane. Cell membrane is the outermost boundary. Whereas in onion peel cells, the outermost boundary is the cell wall.
Cell wall.
Yes. So how many types of the cells are there based on the presence or absence of well-defined nucleus or not?
Two types.
Right.
What are they? Prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. The plant and animal cells are belongs to eukaryotic or prokaryotic cells.
Eukaryotic cells.
Eukaryotic cells because the well-developed nucleus is present. Well-developed nucleus, genetic material is surrounded by the nuclear membrane in eukaryotic cells. Genetic material is covered by the nuclear membrane in eukaryotic cells. Cell wall is the outermost boundary in plant cells. Whereas in animal cells, the cell membrane is outermost boundary. In eukaryotic cells, the well-developed nucleus is present. Here I drawn the one plant cell and animal cell. So this outermost layer, that white layer, is representing the cell wall. The next layer, which is present just below the cell wall, that's called as the cell membrane or plasma membrane. Whereas in that another cell, the cell membrane is outermost boundary. Its cellular layer, its outermost boundary is the cell membrane in this cell. In eukaryotic cells, the well-developed genetic material, the well-developed nucleus is present. The genetic material is covered by the nuclear membrane. Right. In between the cell membrane and the nuclear membrane, the certain the space is present. What is that?
Cytoplasm.
Very good. Cytoplasm. The space present in between cell membrane and the nuclear membrane is called as the cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is consist of various cell organelles. The cell organelles, various cell organelles are there. Several cell organelles like as the endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, is Golgi complex, mitochondria.
Sir, in plant cell, plastids.
Yes, in the plant cell, the plastids are present.
Plants are also vacuole.
Yes, plastids, vacuoles, the large size of the vacuole. Large vacuole. So several cell organelles are present. What is the function of the chloroplast? Chloroplast is one of the plastid. The chloroplast is involved in photosynthesis. Mitochondria is involved in.
Respiration.
What is the function of mitochondria?
Respiration.
So mitochondria is involved in respiration process. Mitochondria cell organelle is involved in respiration. Chloroplast cell organelle is involved in photosynthesis process. So several the chemical reactions takes place in cytoplasm of the cell. Several chemical reactions takes place in cytoplasm of the cell. During photosynthesis, two main steps are there in photosynthesis. What are they? They are one is light reaction and second one is the dark reaction. So two main steps are there in a photosynthesis process. Light reaction. Two main steps are there in photosynthesis. One is light reaction and second one is the dark reaction. Right, in light reaction, the photosynthetic pigment absorbs light energy. That light energy is useful for that light energy.
Hydrolysis of water.
Yes, the light energy is useful for the synthesis of what is the end products of light reaction? ATP and NADPH. Light energy here, the light energy is utilized in a chloroplast cell organelle. The membrane systems, the granodialoid and stromadialoid membranes consist of photosynthetic pigments. The photosynthetic pigments absorbs light energy. The absorbed light energy is utilized for the synthesis of ATP and NADPH. The ATP and NADPH are utilized in a dark reaction of photosynthesis. In detail structure is not required here. So, like this, several chemical reactions takes place in cytoplasm of the cell. Photosynthesis process, light reaction, dark reaction. Mitochondrial cell organelle is involved in respiration process. Mitochondrial cell organelle is involved in respiration process. So each of the process is having some chemical reactions. So cytoplasm is the main arena for cellular activities. Cytoplasm is the main arena for cellular activities. Important for objective point of view. So which is the main arena? Arena means area. Main area for cellular activities. Option 1 is cell wall. Option 1 is cell wall. Option 2 is cell membrane. Option 3 is cytoplasm.
Option 3 cytoplasm.
Very good.
Or option 3 cytoplasm.
Option 3 is the correct answer, cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is the main area for cellular activities, important for objective point of view. Okay. So have you written this sentence? Have you held it? Which is the main area for arena? Arena means area, main arena for cellular activities. Cytoplasm is the main arena for cellular activities. Why it is considered as the main arena? Because the several activities, the reactions are takes place in cytoplasm of the cells. So these chemical reactions keeps the cell in a living state. So these chemical reactions, like as several reactions are takes place in the cytoplasm of the cells. So these chemical reactions are keep the cell in a living state. Right. In plants and animal, in eukaryotic cells, the membrane bound cell organelles are present in eukaryotic cells, like as nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum, the Golgi complex, mitochondria, Golgi complex, that like plastids, large vacuole in if it is in the plant cell. Whereas in the animal cells, the plastids, chloroplast cell organelle is not there in animal cells. Large vacuole is absent in animal cells. Centrioles are centriole is one of the cell organelle. The centrioles absent in plant cells, present in animal cells. How many types of the ribosomes were there? The types of the ribosomes.
70.
Yes, 70S and 80S type of the ribosomes. In prokaryotic organelles, the ribosomes are there. 70S or 80S type of ribosomes?
70s.
70S type of ribosomes. Whereas in eukaryotic cells, the two types of the ribosomes are present. 70S and 80S type of ribosomes. In the chloroplast and the mitochondria cell organelle, plastids and the chloroplast is one type of the plastid. So plastids and the mitochondria cell organelles are having the 70S type of ribosomes. 70S type of ribosomes. Plastid. Chloroplast cell organelle is one of the plastid, and mitochondria cell organelles are having 70S type of ribosomes in eukaryotic cells. Whereas 80S type of ribosomes, The ATS type of ribosomes are attached to the rough endoplasmic reticulum. ATS type of ribosomes are attached to the rough endoplasmic reticulum. The endoplasmic reticulum is two types are divided in two types based on the nature of its surface. If ribosomes are attached to the surface of endoplasmic reticulum, that is rough in nature, rough endoplasmic reticulum. Due to lack of the ribosomes, the surface of the endoplasmic reticulum is smooth, so that is called as a smooth endoplasmic reticulum, SER. Rough endoplasmic reticulum, RER. The ribosomes are attached to the surface of rough endoplasmic reticulum. The which type of ribosomes are attached to the surface of rough endoplasmic reticulum? The ATS type of ribosomes.
ATS.
In the eukaryotic cells, very good. Eukaryotic cells, the ATS type of ribosomes both are present. Both types of ribosomes are present. The 70S type of ribosomes are present in the chloroplast and mitochondria, whereas ATS type of ribosomes are attached to the rough endoplasmic.
Sir, in animal cell, the mitochondria has which kind of ribosome, sir?
70S type of ribosome.
But there is no chloroplast, no, sir, there.
So, chloroplast are on the subset, not involved in the photosynthesis. No?
Sir, what is function of centriole, sir?
Centrioles are involved during cell division, useful for cell division. So one cell during mitosis cell division, one cell is divided into two cells. The centrioles are useful for cell division in animals. Is it clear?
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
what is functional difference between 70S and 80S ribosomes, sir?
Ribosomes are involved in the protein synthesis. So in this chapter, later we will discuss about in detail characteristics of ribosomes. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You're welcome. Okay. Do you have any doubts regarding this session? Tomorrow
No doubt, sir.
we will discuss about the
No doubt, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Okay. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, bye, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.